Welcome back YouTube, to UK. Pickups video, channel update, Doncaster, the mighty Donny Dome.
Welcome to another edition of Thunderdome.
Welcome back one and all, to UK. It's a video. Try and get a bit of a roll, eh? Maybe not. Friday, the 6th. I'll tell you what's a fucking balmy. It's a balmy 26 in here. It's probably the warmest it's been, God, since summer last year. Tomorrow is Revival, but I'll come to that later. So yeah, I filmed this on Friday. I had a today off, given we've got Revival tomorrow. Shit that needs to get done today that I wouldn't be able to do tomorrow. So yeah, let's have a day off. And I've got some shit. I'm going to go through Doncaster, Donny Dome. I've got some CEX stuff and some charity shop and a brick and mortar store today, which has hit me in the pocket, but I'll come to that later. It's about 2 o'clock, so I'm not too bad having a drink. Because if I'd done this tomorrow, which if I wasn't going to Revival, I would have been doing a video tomorrow. It probably would have been about this time anyway, give or take. You're probably seeing all this shit behind me. It's reasons like this that I shouldn't be able to have any money whatsoever. Star Wars stuff, shit loads of Star Wars tat that I spent far too much money on. And my mate Rob, or Rob, just Rob should I say, not my mate Rob. Everybody's mate Rob, out me out with his van because it filled the van. And it's just trying to claw back some of that money. I should get it all back, but it's a lot of Star Wars, odds and sods, some vintage, some. I suppose episode 1 is now classed as vintage, isn't it? Like from the 2000s, yeah, so like 20 odd years old. Yeah, and all kinds of weird. Some of the stuff I took to Doncaster, those eagle-eyed among you may have spotted some Star Wars plushes and stuff like that, which I think they all sold actually. I'm pretty sure I might have 1 or 2 little ones left, so it actually, my theory did work out. But yeah, there's loads of stuff. And it's all piled up in here because I've got nowhere else to fucking put it. So you'll have to make do. Hence why the B&O's not on. I have tried to move the room because all you bunch of moaning bastards going on about my poor bloody GameCube shelf. It's been like that for about 4 years maybe. It's fine. Everyone's saying turn it round. Yeah, but you turn it round, it's going to bow back. It'll probably snap. I should replace it because it is only chipboard. Basically just made my own shelves. It's got some little studs from B&Q and whacked them all, and I think it come from an old wardrobe. But yeah, probably needs a proper bit of wood there. But I'll sort that out. It's not a big deal. The fucking shelf got more attention than anything else in them videos. So if I change it up now, you can all moan about this piles of stuff. Is there any? There's not a PS. Oh, there is one that's bowing there. Can you see it? Look, he's bowing a little bit. Look, that's another similar one, but yeah, we're all right. Moan about anything, like the bloody wife. Doncaster. So storing out with Rob. We had Lewis and Scott, so Wish Wash and Glory Hunter. We sort of corralled the bottom end because we were like back to back. So we sort of said, look, we'll just block the end off and give us a bit of extra space to put your shit and your tat out. Worked out really well. Really good day. Nice to see Manda and Jess as well. Had Rich King Retro to the right. Didn't really see much of Rich, to be honest, because the way how we'd done the stall, he was kind of like further up, and I was like in the corner a bit. Didn't really speak to Rob too much either because he was on the other side of like some shelving units that we put up. So it was a bit of a weird day actually because it went really quick, and I spoke to quite a lot of people, but not for very long. It was all little snippets because it was quite busy, and it was busy right to the end. Ordinarily in the past, because it finishes at 4, by 3 o'clock it's like there's nobody about, hardly anybody about. You've got like 1 or 2 people in the aisles, but it was, I think they had to end up probably for the first time ever, A, telling people they're going to kick them out, and B, actually kicking people out. So we didn't actually pack up until 4 o'clock. And I say ordinarily by 20 past 3 you start sticking stuff in boxes. But yeah, it was a really good event. For what I took, which is all lower end stuff. You know, there wasn't anything massive, no big hitters kind of things. It's just literally just trying to slim down levels of stuff, especially with all this Star Wars stuff that I've got to try and get rid of as well. And it was more about just trying to engineer some space. And I think I'm getting there, you know, sort of come through boxes I haven't probably looked at in like 10 years out of the garage, just to finding other bits and bobs. So it was, you know, it's a process. It's a process. Nothing on the scale. People like Craig's here again. Let me tell you that now. Nothing at all. I mean, that guy's on another level, and I can appreciate his frustrations. You know, when there's just stuff there, and you want it gone, but you don't want to just get it gone, if that makes sense, because obviously you know there's value there. So it's a really trying situation in that respect, because you want to get to your stuff, you want to have access to it, but at the same time there's far too much of it. Anyway, we've got a little pile here, pile of acquisitions, as we like to say. Seen loads of newer tubers as well, which is really good to see. You know, what they call them, TNB, the new blood or the new batch or whatever. Great group of guys they are. Some old faces, some new faces. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you know who all the guys are. What I'll probably do is I'll drop some links down to channels down below. But people I've met for the first time was Carl's Room 70. Nice to see Carl. I don't know what, I can only imagine the kind of grief that Dana gave him in terms of his you know, picking on his stature, which is quite limited apparently. Well, it is limited, he's a small guy. I think he was on the lookout for Russ to try and make himself feel a bit taller. I didn't even see Russ. Apparently Russ Newton was there, didn't see Russ. Like Russ, got a lot of time for Russ. Spoke to Pete Fighter 2 for the first time. I don't think he knew who I was, kind of scared him a little bit. He seemed like rabbit in headlights, but he's a sound enough guy. Seen Nath Retro 1, again, nice to see Nath. Sean, Get Retro Games Revived, and Joe the Pack Pony, bless you, Bab. That's the only reason why he brings you, so he can carry all his shit. Their unboxing's hilarious. Honestly, it was like some mad game show. Who else did we see? Eddie, obviously Eddie. Rocksteady Eddie. Eddie Ventura. Dylan. Hyperventilating Trigger X when he gets his limited run games. Craig's here again. Okay, now I'm not going to forget somebody. Alex Griffo. Nice to see Alex. Had a chat with Griffo. I think I found his camera. I watched his video last night and he was on about a camera. I think Dana pointed him out. I found that camera on some guy's stall, and I think it was the end. If I'm right, I haven't checked yet. There's a group of guys I bought some stuff from before, like 3 lads or 3 guys on the end, load of stuff on the floor. Like they sell quite a lot of like broken or non-working handhelds and stuff, because I know that Nath from Gold Source has bought some Game Gears off him in the past. Nice enough guy, because I jokingly said, "Oh, how much is the camera?" So what camera? Was that one there? And it did look quite a nice one. So in fact, I'm glad you got it back, and if it was yours, then I did my good deed for the day. I could have just picked up and walked off of it. In Griffo, the ever elusive Gernaldinho plays Rob. That was the weirdest thing ever. It's Eddie brings him up to the stall, stands there, and he doesn't like direct the conversation at me. It's almost like between us. And he went, "Do you know who this is?" And I'm thinking he's asking the guy he stood next to if he knows who I am. So I'm getting a little bit like, you know, not big-headed, like, well, a little bit used to it. But even so, when people sort of say that and they don't know, I do feel a little bit embarrassed. And I'm like going, what? And this guy's, he's going, "Talk, say something." This guy's trying to say something in little snippets, and I'm just none the wiser, because I'm not expecting anything. And again, I still don't know who he's on about. And I had to say to Ed, I said, "Do you mean me or him?" And he went, "No, him." And I was like, "I don't know." And then he showed his arms. So he's like a fucking gorilla, he's Rob. Gorilla man. But really nice guy, honestly, sounds a pound. I said to him, I said, "I don't know why you don't go on camera. You've got a good fucking vibe about you. You'll have, you know, it's," but each to their own. But a lovely guy, and he's made the fucking trip from down south. So more power to him, man. Good to see. Good to see. I'm gonna forget somebody now, ain't I? Shit balls. Big Al, Big Game Owl, Planet Retro, and the faceless, nameless gamer. Good to see them boys. Great news for Alan. I did spot it on Craig's store. It's on the top shelf, so Eddie wouldn't have been able to reach it anyway, let alone see it. And I did sort of say to us, I jokingly said to Craig's here again and Eddie, said I'll buy that and I'll double up off the back of Al. Because I was storing that, I think Eddie, well I know Eddie, ended up putting it in his bag and keeping it to one side for Al, which was nice of him. Because knowing Craig, he probably would forget and just sell it. So yeah, massive congratulations to Al. That's fucking no mean feat, man. And he's got it all complete as well, and I think he's got the Aussie one, so super kudos to him. And now he's on to the NES. He's still got a Pip, the nameless gamer. But I suppose whoever gets Miracle Piano first, well, if Al gets it, he'll probably let him have it, won't he? He's that kind of guy. I think that's everybody. I didn't write anything down because I'm stupid. I don't think there's anybody. There's a couple of guys that I saw the videos afterwards. Half Hour Gamers, I think, was one of them. And he bought Pandemonium off me. Again, I'll put all the links to these channels down below. Give them a watch. What I like about them, it's just, there's no airs and graces. They're not trying to be fucking superstars. No stupid fancy editing or anything like that. It's just camera, talking, discussing, and having the banter. And it's quite good because you've got one of the guys, I don't know the names. Is it Darren? I don't know, or something. One of the guys is obviously really into his retro gaming. The other guy's into his gaming, so he knows of the games. And it's quite good as he sort of like tells him a little bit of the information and whatnot. So I did quite enjoy that. Yeah, so drop them a sub. And what's the guy's name? £1 Gamer. He bought a few Star Wars bits off me. Like, really nice guy, super hyper active kind of thing. And he sort of was videoing in this, that, and the other. And I said, I'll give you, I'll give you a watch. So I went and found his video. But yeah, it's just, like I say, just another normal guy, just trying to share his hobby and share his adventures. So if you're that way inclined, I'd say these are not like mega production videos, probably better production videos than mine, but it's just normal guys talking about the love of the hobby, which is what I enjoy. So yeah, Half Hour Gamers, and I'm sure he's a £1 gamer or something like that. And I think that is it. I think that's it. I'm trying to think of all the other lads that had a group of them together, and I bet I've missed somebody out. Eddie, Dylan, Rob, Pete Fighter, Sean, Alex. Oh shit, man. I think that was it. Carl. I apologise in advance. Next time, if I forget anybody, let me know, and I'll don't know what I'll do. I'll shout out again. Anyway, stupid man. Onto the shit that everyone wants to see. So from me mate, Rocksteady Eddie Ventura, subset roller core. What was he on about? Oh, light gun or some shit. And I said, I got one. You can have it. Like a fucking pack pony when he left, backed up to hell. But he very kindly said, oh, I've got a game for you. Have you got it? I said, I don't think I've got it. And I don't think I have got it. I can't get on Retro Collects, that's Fox. Spoke to Adam, who runs it, and he didn't say much about it, to be honest. And I said, I need it back up, I need to see my collection. Even though it's all here, and it's just easier. But anyway, the game in question is Omega Boost. Akaboosty. It's a lovely, I've got no idea, I think it's like a mech game. This might surprise Edward. Yeah, we're all complete. And I don't know if you can notice that, Eddie. Yeah, look at that logo. Look. You'll know what I mean. But yeah, thanks for that, buddy. It looks like a mech shooter. So I'm all down for it. And I tried to, because like I said, I was going through the garage, and if I can remember, and if I've still got it, I'll put a picture up. But basically, I was going through the garage, and I kept finding boxes, because what I had to do essentially is try and make space. It needed doing badly, but all this Star Wars stuff really kind of forced my hand. So I've had to either I ain't fucking stopped for the last couple of weeks sorting all this shit out. But because the weather's been so bad, I got lucky when I had a day off, and the weather was a little bit like this, like colder. It wasn't as warm as this, but it was colder. It wasn't raining, and I managed to get a lot of stuff out of the garage so I could sort it all out and then put all the stuff back in tidily. In doing that, there is a reason to this fucking rant, honestly. In doing that, I managed to find, like, I must have found about 4 or 5 little, not massive boxes, but sizable boxes, all full of bits of PlayStation games, inlays, manuals, disc, all that kind of shit. So cobbled them all together, got them all into one place, and then again just spent fucking God knows how long sorting them all out. If I've got a picture, I'll put a picture in now. So that was all the broken cases. It literally filled half a wheelie bin. They're all gone now, thank fuck for that. Because that shit you can't put in the recycle because you won't take it because it's hard plastic. But yeah, and literally I just debagged them all. So anybody who was at Doncaster, I had a little tub at the bottom. It was like £3 for £1, and they were all complete. It was all disc, manual and back and stuff like that. It's £3 for £1. Some Swedish guy, I've got a story about him actually. I think he's Swedish or Dutch. He bought like about 10 quid's worth. So yeah, you got to root round, man. And I'll come back to rooting around and prices in a bit if I forget. Unless I don't forget. I probably will forget. So yeah, it was like quite cathartic actually, throwing all that stuff out, and then he just condensed them down into like a little tiny pile. It's amazing. Anyway, in doing that, fucking, I will get to the point. In doing that, I found a game in there, and it's all complete. And Eddie had sent me a list. So Eddie is like the fucking subset. Welcome to the subset. Welcome to the subset zone. Get ready. And he sent me the list of the doubles. So Alan's chasing these as well, Big Al. And he did inadvertently left one at the bottom that wasn't supposed to be on there. And I sort of asked him, said, what the fuck's that? It's like 2 in 1. He went, I ignore them. He goes, they're just all the 2 in 1 games. They're not the double case ones, but they're 2 games in 1. And I had one, so I give it him. He goes, I don't want it. I goes, no, I'm going to make you, you're going to have to get them all now. And he's like, you bastard. I bet he gets them all. It was like the GoldenEye fucking ones. But I did see a stall that had like fucking, probably had the whole set of them there. But they're not double cases, they're just two games in 1. Yeah, so that was that absolutely fucking pointless story. Like my fucking channel, like my life at the minute, pointless. So that was off Eddie Ventura. Then, where do we go next? This is, I'll do this one. So, after Doncaster, obviously everyone sort of gets a bit excited about what they found, and especially on the round, they start putting pictures up, retro round. Start putting pictures up of what they got from Doncaster, this, that, and the other. And you get the negative, right? And that's to be expected, you know. I can kind of get it a little bit. There's a lot of people sort of saying, oh, I'll have a price, it's more than eBay. And then someone put a picture of them, and I must admit that they do look like fucking tat. Old man's up, you know, even for me it looks like shite. I wouldn't buy them. But these bag buddies or pack buddies or whatever from Aldi, that are $1.99, that everyone's gone fucking batshit crazy for, please just melt them down and give us normal straws again. I'd be quite happy with that. But everyone was going batshit crazy. So there's this stall that had like a box of them, and they were selling them for £4 each, obviously doubling up. And people were like moaning on Retro Ram about that, sort of taking the piss, this, that, and then it went on to a big, massive, wider rant about all the fucking traders are all ripping everybody off, this, that, and the other. It's all over fucking pricing, and people go, oh, I'm glad it didn't go. Well, you know what? Yes and no. Right, so there are some traders there, and this is where you just vote with your wallet. There are some traders there that charge more than eBay. But just like I say, vote. You're all, if you're in this, you know, I've said this for fucking ages. Just when the whole CEX shit kicked off. If you're in the video game collecting sphere, in the game, right, and you're collecting the retro stuff, especially some of the older stuff, right, know your stuff. Because that's the whole point of it. You know, you're gonna get people that are probably slightly, not to say dishonest, but they'll bend the truth a little bit. So the onus really is on you to know what you're buying. Yes, there is some sort of responsibility. We sort of say, well, the seller should be really, you know, but that's how it is. You know, you've got to know what you're buying yourselves. So if you see a game there, and I think this is what the problem with a lot of people is, they get that excited about it and 100% get it, and they see something and they just fucking buy, and then they walk around later on and they see it for cheaper. So some guy sort of saying, I've seen one game and it was £15, and then the next stall over it's £30, and the next stall over from that is £45. There you go. Go back to the £15 one. Vote with your wallet. But there are bargains, but you've got to look for them. You know, you've got to dig around. So case in point is this one here. It's Guy Retro Collector, and I always forget his bloody name. Always have a chat with him. He had loads of Transformers. He's a big Transformer guy. So I always go and like looking at his stuff. Load of vintage toys. He has some games as well. And I had a big chat with him. He had a couple of nice Spice Orange Game Cubes and stuff like that. I was there chatting away with him, and he had a little pile of Super Famicom tiles. Weirdly, he had one pile there and one pile there. But anyway, in this one pile was this game, and I looked at it and I thought, I do remember playing this in the arcades. I said, how much is it? He goes, a tenner. And it's all complete. And I said, oh, is it not? I said, I looked at it because I know it's not an RPG. I said, is this the one that's like Space Invaders? Because I know after the arcade game, I think this is based on the arcade game, they took this like franchise and did weird stuff with it. And he said, I don't know, because I bought it when I was in Japan and I just liked the box art. So would you do £8? He said, yeah. When I get back and I check this, I did all right. Again, it is a bargain. It's an absolute. It's probably like 20 quid cheaper. It's probably about 30 quid game. It's Cosmo Gang, the video game. I'm showing a game. What am I doing showing games? But yeah, you can see here, it is like a Space Invader clone. So in the arcades, this was quite. It had like little guns on, and you kind of shot into the screen, like like the screen was set back. But it's really loud, and it was like super cutesy. But yeah, this is. Let me get this to I've got a protector. Oh, Namcot. You've got the Rego, look. Look at our double Rego. So yeah, lovely for £8. 8 squids. Who says there's no fucking bargains to be had? It's not looking in the right places. You should have come to my store. It was full of bargains. Bargainius. Yeah. Cosmo Gang. Don't know what I said like that, 'cause I'm sure that's what the arcade game sounds like. Yeah, that was off the guy. Retro Collect. It's not Adam. I can't think what his name is. Someone will tell me anyway. Lovely guy. Lovely guy. He's a lovely man. Like this one. I need to dig mine out. And as you can see, I can't get to fucking anything because it's up there somewhere behind all this shit. Dems that went to Doncaster. And I know Pete Fighter bought something from this guy. And he did actually end up doing alright. Missed the fucking boat early doors with these. Essentially, it was like a house clearance guy. He was almost like a car boot guy. House clearance guy turned up with probably the fucking stall of the day. If you're into your 8 and 16-bit micro stuff. And some console stuff. They cleared some old boy's house out, and it was just fucking boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. Amigas, Amstrads, Commodores, fucking STs, ColecoVisions, Intellivisions, Atari Jaguars, fucking you name it, man. The guys had it, all untested, all like just grubby. They've been in storage. But apparently, speaking to him afterwards, he goes, he had 6 or 9 boxes of Amiga games. And they just basically, instead of like getting them all out, they just sold them as 30 quid a box, like blind buy, and some guy come and bought the lot. So yeah, some guy got a fucking bargain. Plenty to be had there. It was just, I think depending on when you asked them, the prices changed a little bit. Because I know that Pete did alright, Pete Fighter 2, he did alright in that. He bought, you go and watch his video, but he bought a Philips GX 7000. And it all works. You got a bag, fucking bag of games and stuff like that. So, but you went and asked him like early-ish, and the prices were high. At the end, they wanted to get rid of it. I don't suppose you probably could have gone and bought the fucking lot of them if you'd given them the right price. But all untested, all unknown. I know Dana's had some out of them. I got one thing from them, which was enough for me. I just didn't have time. I did try have a route round. but I think probably some of the better stuff had gone. But it wasn't, you know, it just wasn't to be. I mean, would have been lovely to have dropped on that though. Fucking hell, that's gold mine stuff. Even Ant Harper was a little bit excited because obviously he knows, you know, he's a proper hardcore specky guy and he knows his 8-bit. I know a little bit. I've dabbled. I know enough to know. I know enough to be dangerous. Same with the Star Wars stuff. I know not enough to be dangerous. And that's the problem. But yeah, wow, what a find that was. Anyway, what I got from them, I said they had some console stuff. It wasn't loads of it. They had some 7800 stuff and whatnot, and some 2600, some PlayStation, but not the amount in terms of the micros. Anyway, little pile of Saturn games. Thinking, why are you buying Saturn games? We've got the full set. I have, but as always, there's always a few that could do with the, you know, the odd upgrade. And I didn't see this one at first because the spine was the other way around, and I think it's the first one of these, Battle Arena Toshinden. And I flipped it over, and I was sort of trying. I think it was Dane I was talking to. I can't remember. And I sort of said, or it might have been Rich King Retro as well. I sort of said, "Oh, the second one of mine, where they have the little hang tab, which is just like a stuck-on one. What you find a lot of Saturn games, especially cardboard ones, where people have ripped it, they rip all the fucking back picture off. And my one of this is like that. So I just need to fucking get up there and have a look. But it is Battle Toshinden Ura, Ultimate Revenge Attack. So the problem with this one is there's a scuff there. You know, it's not perfect, but my one, where the hang tab is here, someone's ripped it all the way down. But this is complete. I mean, that doesn't bother me because mine's complete anyway, but to sell one on, yeah, I paid a tenner for that. You know, the spine's not too bad either, but I need to dig mine out and just see. There's only like 3 other Saturn games that probably need a case upgrade, and it's stuff like that. You know, anyone that collects Saturn games. That's Lewis, you know, when you put your Saturn games like that and you start fucking bending them. And then you leave your shitty Xbox 360 games giving pride of place. Madman, he's a madman. I had to go at him for that. Fucking hell, get that shit off the shelf. But yeah, for a tenner. I'm happy with that. I did spend a bit at Doncaster, but it was worth it. The man of the hour always comes good. Just Craig's here again. Eddie was like getting bled like a fucking mosquito. Like fucking Craig's here again was the mosquito, and Eddie was like the fucking bison, and he was just fucking sucking him. Hey, I put this on the pot. I mean, I went towards the end, and Craig went, "Here's all your stuff, Eddie," and it was like fucking. He had to come and get a bag off me. But Craig outdone himself once more. I mean, fucking hell, the store is just sensory overload. It's just like you can't see. So sometimes less is more. But we were having a route round. He bought some. He said, "Oh, I've got some new PlayStation stuff," because he job lotted the last lot off to Lee at Sore Thumbs. I think Eddie dug this one out, and I found one. It was not a double caser, but I found a game for Eddie that he didn't have because he likes his rollerblade and stuff. But Eddie dug this one out. Craig's done me a great deal. I'm not forgot, mate. I will fire that money over to you. But it is. I don't want to say the word rare. I don't know. Uncommon. I've never seen it. Right. I've never seen it at any of the shows, and I always look for the double cases. And it's Namco Smash Court. No, it's Namco Tennis Smash Court, not Namco. So they changed it for over here. But it is that one. Big game out. Suck my balls. Suck my balls. What about my balls? You ain't got that one now. Alan's just a fiend, man. He just goes and buys everything. About my balls. Yeah. But as with all of Craig's stuff, Wunderbar, I think it is only one discer. Yeah. You can tell. Eddie, I think you're Command and Conquer. I think you're missing a disc, by the way. I think someone told you that. But you can always tag because it says one disc on it. But yeah, great stuff from Craig. Really do appreciate it. I'm going to take that sticker off now before it welds itself to the plastic. Oh, look at that. It's left bloody marks on it, Craig. Don't be doing that shit. Put that in there. We'll sort that out later. But wonderful stuff from Craig. Actually, I can now get to these, so I should go through that list that Eddie sent me and just make a definitive what I'm missing on the 2 boxes. Double disc subset. It's a subset. Probably the splurge of the day. From a chap. Have I seen him there before? He must have been there before. His store, I think his name's Carl Scadding. I want to say Carl Scadding. And if any of you were there, he's the chap that had a lot of the retail stuff in boxes. So he had like a box full of Angel DVDs and like all brand new sealed PS4 Lego games and stuff like that. And he had some at the end of his island. I should have bought it. I should have bought it. He had a Mario bed set that Big Dunk has on his video. Woody Weeble. And I think he wanted 20 quid for it. And I should have bought, but I wasn't going to do anything with it. So I said to him, it looks really cool. And if I found it at a carpet, obviously I'd buy it and keep it. But I wouldn't want to pay 20 quid for it just to sort of not do anything. And I ain't going to hang it up here in terms of like a sunshade. So I don't. It's just weird. But they are cool to see. But anyway, he had some Mega CD games. Mega CD. We've been fucking had Mega CD for ages. Because as Scott Sega Zombie. Blue Spine! No more Blue Spines. They might have some more Blue Spines. Blue Spines. Scott Brown, Sega Zombie. Retro Round. Galaxy Sega. As he sort of said a few times, everybody's chasing the same games. Now, there's probably the core of them that I need, but there are a few that I've got that other people haven't, and there's some that I still need, which are quite lowish. This is probably the cheapest one that I didn't have. When I say cheap, it ain't fucking like £5. No Mega. Well, there are some Mega CD games at £5, but this has gone up. It's always popped up at a time when cash has been a bit tight. But Carl had these 2 up. Didn't even give me a pat. I didn't even haggle, to be honest. Because what he very kindly did, and I said to him, I said, look, do me a favour, if you don't mind. If you can keep them, I'll come back and pay you, like towards the end. And I can't remember what the chap's name is. And he'd recognised me. Obviously, I recognised him. He looks like the Viking. Looks like one of the Viking guys. Lovely guy. And I bought Golden Axe 3 off of him. God, was it last year? Because it must have been last year when it was the December before. I can't remember. And he did me a deal, and he watches. So nice to be. You need to say what your name is. I fucking forget. Is it Dave? I don't know. But lovely guy, and he obviously knows Carl. He went, yeah, he'll be sound for it. It's 2. He'll come back. And I did come back. Paid him. Had a chat with him. So nice to speak to Carl. A very unassuming chap. Obviously, clearly a reseller because he's buying retail stuff. And he sort of explained to me about Amazon and this, that and everything. So I'll try them here. There's no overheads. It's basically buy as you see it. There's no postage. There's no envelopes. Yada. So we all accounted it okay. So well done. But anyway, like I say, no money off on these. Didn't haggle because he did me the deal in terms of like keeping them back for me. Could have just basically said no, look, because I can sell them probably as soon as the doors open, which he probably would have done. So after all that, the first one is Star Wars chest. What's it called? The software toolbox. More fucking stuff. Like I need more Star Wars stuff. Now, if you have a look on here, it does say Star Wars chest. Water damage to inlay, otherwise fine. 50 quid. So what he's talking about, and you can sort of see it in the right light. So if I do that, you probably can't, but it's just here, and there's a little bit. Just here, but I'm not. But the insides are absolutely superb. And at 50 quid, God, I remember when it was about 50 quid on eBay. Now it's 70, 80. So at 50 quid, like I say, even at that price, I was like, yeah, it's nice to get a couple. get one off the list. But not only that, he had another one. Surgical Strike. Yeah. 70 boats, so yeah, 120 quid. I must be fucking I can't be trusted. I should not be allowed to have money. I should have like food stamps or something like that instead, because I can't be trusted with money at all. So here we go. Surgical Strike. Yeah, he has, and I know he's done this because I can tell. He swapped at some point. This has got a crack because these ones are tight as a nun's. What's it? But I don't mind. So what I would do, I just need to probably swap them over so they're not as. Well, let's be honest. It's just that's probably the third time I've opened it, and it'll probably be the last time. So I shouldn't need to swap it over. But yeah, again, yeah, it's just these inserts. There's no extra, nothing else in this one. It is just a single game. Got no idea. It looks like some shitty FMV game that I'm spending money that I ain't got and stuff that I don't need. A bit like Christmas, really. That's surgical. That's 2 off the list. That's not bad, you know. If I could do that every other Doncaster or something, I'd be fucking quite happy there. But we'll stick them on the shelf. They can gather even more dust. I've got some free bags. I can use them for next time. Do you know what? I might just fucking do it. Put me out of my own misery. Stupid boy. So that is Doncaster. That was Doncaster. Not bad. Not a bad haul. That I think you concur. Fucking hell, Craig! You sold me a flanker here. Look, it's got a bloody crack in the top. Ew. And at the bottom. Craig. Look at that. Look, doesn't even shut now. Oh man, that's it. It's going back. No wonder you put it in a bag. I can sort that out. I've got my uncle's old CDs from when he passed away. So, because I was going to go in the garage to swap that one over. So, because that had been in the bag. So I didn't know, but that doesn't matter. I can swap that over. That's not a problem. Get old Tom Jones. Tom Jones' greatest hits. We'll swap that one over. But yeah, what I was going to do anyway. From Doncaster, as a little bit of recap. There we go. Spending all the money. Honestly, probably one of the better Donnies. So they're doing, from what I can gather now, didn't really speak to Andy too much because it was really busy. They're dropping the summer one, so it'll be on again in December. I think it works out better. I was a little bit dubious because it didn't do December last year, but I think that lull has sort of fired up the buys again. So yeah, I thought it was a really good event. It was nice to see Rich King Retro. Nice to see Paul Maddock, who's from down Plymouth as well. Can't remember who's shouting him out. Was it Alex? Was it Griffo? I think he might have bought something from him. He had his little card. But lovely guy. Loads of all the good traders are there, like Nath from Gold Saucer, Chris Richardson, part of the Gun Club. No, we don't talk about Gun Club. Chris, little Chris. Oh God, what's his name? Not Chris Coombs. Chris. He used to stall out with a Chris Richardson. He was there with his missus, getting his bloody missus to do all the work. But he's basically sort of really refining his collection, and he's got the toy bug. He's got the toy itch. And I said to him, mate, I said, that's why I just have to stay. If I get any from the car boat, I have to sell them because I'd be exactly the fucking same. And it's a dangerous game, especially to be in both camps. Can't think who else is there. I've probably missed some people off, and I do apologise profusely. All links down below. Go check them out. Right, anyway, on to other stuff. If you're only here for Doncaster, switch off now. If you want to see some other shit, and some pretty cool other shit, to be honest, then do so. Right, so not long before Doncaster, I've got a bag of games from the charity shop. Guys, I said I've got all. It was a mixed bag. It was a lot of It was all PlayStation stuff, but across the generations. And I said, yeah, I'll have one, mate. He goes, well, I ain't checked. I said, don't worry. I said, you know, for what I've paid for them, I was like, don't matter. Even if they're just like, I can use them for bits, for the cases and stuff like that. It's always useful. But there was some good stuff in there, and some of them I've kept, which you shall see here. I don't think I've got this one. This game is bloody like. I was speaking to Lewis about this at Leeds, Drakengard 2. I saw Drakengard 2 at the car boot that many times, right? And back then, it was worth like fucking 50p. Now it's a £30-40 game. And I don't think I even kept a copy. I've got Drakengard 1. Anyway, so for, like I said, there was like PS3, PS2, PS1. So I've just kept the ones that either I think I needed, because I couldn't get up here, because again, it was probably full of shit. And they're all ones... that I probably need to do something with, and I'll come to that anyway. But anyway, the only PS2 game is Orphan, Sign of Sorcery. This is an early one, early release. Should be, yeah. Because you can usually tell it's got the dark blue case. I don't know. It's like a role-playing RPG type affair. Is it? Was it hack and slash? No, it's an RPG. Yeah. I said it again. I remember seeing this Yonks and Yonks. It wasn't really that worth much of anything. I don't even know if it probably still isn't worth much of anything. But I'm definitely sure it's one I didn't have. So I thought, you know what? It owes me nothing. I'll keep that. I love that fucker. Next one. This is missing the manual. I don't know if I've got it, but I thought, well, it's in a good nick. Other than missing the manual, it's Cool Borders 2 in the hard cased doober. But yeah, no man of the well. I don't suppose getting a Cool Borders 2 manual is probably too difficult. So it may even be up there somewhere, but it might not be. And then the last one I kept, again, I need to do this. This needs bits to it, if you like. I'm pretty sure I've got this anyway. It is missing the manual, and it's the single Crash Bandicoot. It does have the demo, just doesn't have the manual. And the disc is alright. I think I'll play. You know, PlayStation games, man. You sneeze on them, they get scratched. But yeah. Crash Bandicoot. And then last one, well, this is the weirdest thing. So obviously I got this before Doncaster, and it was at Craig's Here Again store, and he had the first one of these, and I said to Eddie, said, I got the second one of that in a load of games. He's like, really? Because he goes, I didn't even know it was the first one. It's not really his thing, but it is his thing a little bit. I think he got confused with an arcade game, but then I did find a game, because he's into his rollerblading. This is skateboarding. That he probably put on his path from Crazy again. Anyway, this is Street Skater 2. Street Skater 2! Here comes a new... No, not Street Fighter. Street Skater. You know Street Skater, don't you, from EA? No, not neither do I. Absolutely fantastic. That manual's not thinking... But yeah. I quite like it when you put some on the insert. It's from EA. I don't know. Was it a competitor to Tony Hawk's? Probably a poor man's Tony Hawk. But it's definitely the second one, because Craig's Here Again did the first one. Yeah, obviously I wouldn't have gone and bought this. But because it's just in that bundle, it's one that I definitely didn't have. I thought, well, I'll keep it, I'll see, you know. Because you never know. I'm going to CEX. Yeah, so I can't remember. I built some funds up, God knows when, and I spent it all on CEX. I know there's a few people that are getting on the old CEX online ordering. Yeah, I've been there, done that, guys. You missed the boat by about 3 years. Go back and watch my videos. CEX Roulette, the OG. OG, man. I invented the name. I coined the phrase, the CEX Roulette. spin the dice, spin the wheel, roll the dice, and all that shit. But no, it's good to see people sort of trusting it, I suppose. Putting a bit of faith in the old online ordering, and it's just a hit and miss. I think some people have certain expectations, and when those expectations aren't met, they get quite upset. And I think it's just society now. There's this huge thing, it's retail, it should be this, it should be that. I demand this and I demand that. You know what? Nah, I don't. You got to know how to. And anybody who uses CEX like I do, and there's a load of guys out there that know the crack. You've got to play the game. You've got to use CEX to your advantage. If you don't, you just got to get butt hurt and you're going to go away crying. But if you put your big boy pants on and use it correctly, this can't be beaten until I don't get too fucked what anyone says. You cannot beat it. A case in point, God, when was it? A couple of weeks back, went around charity shops, and I don't normally buy 360 stuff because A, I really don't know what I'm buying, and B, a lot of the stuff ain't worth even what the charity shops are selling it for. But for somehow I fucking got really lucky, and I picked up something like, I was telling Rob, something like 4 or 5 Xbox 360 games for £1 each, and they traded in for like 27 quid. CEX. It's like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, 2 copies of that, a GTA 5, and it was like £6, £6, £6, £7, and it was like, well, there you go. But anyway, other shit went in, other crap went in, and this is what gets spat out the other end. All went through the sausage machine. All PlayStation 1 titles. We'll probably start with, I think it's probably the cheapest one, from a CEX perspective. I don't think it's that cheap a game if you went, like, if you bought it off a Facebook page or if you bought it from eBay or whatever. This has come through and it's in fantastic condition, all complete, and it's Evil Zone. No idea, I think it's a one-on-one beat 'em up. Yeah. It's a outstanding manga universe, so it's based on the manga. Daughter will probably know what that is. But yeah, Evil Zone. Lost the light, the sun's gone in now. There you go, have a squiz. But honestly, can't fucking knock it. It is in absolutely beautiful condition. I think that was something like 10 quid, 12 quid, something like that. Told all you guys before, guys and girls, I tend to, when I've got money burning on in my pocket for CEX credit, I go on there and I look, if there's a game I haven't seen before, or I'm not sure, and there's only one copy of it or whatever, I tend to buy it. Case in point was that one. And I punt it, if that had come through and it was all shit, it would have gone back. I'm probably lucky because CEX isn't too far from me. And I know some people live out the arse end of nowhere, and it's a whole rigmarole, etc. But them's the breaks, man. As they say, that sounds like a you problem. This one, I'm not sure which is, because I noticed it's on the Saturn, and I got this on the Saturn at a crack converters years and years back. Again, I've only ever seen it on CEX this one time. That's when I bought it. It's probably been on there before, but I didn't see it. And again, it's come through. Everything is in there. And again, I think 10, 12 quid. Trash it! Trash it! Bit of a, yeah, it's even got the fucking sticker on there still. Yeah, boxed. Eat off. Bit of a puzzler. It says it's an orgy of destruction. Can't it just be an orgy? In the immortal words of Alex Nintendo Arcade. Oh, matron. Fucking Alex. Yeah, together, lad. Back on the tubes. He's evolving, is Alex. He's like a Pokemon. A good chat with Alex if not. He's in a good place. Anyway, that's Trash It. What are you going to do? More shit. Plastic crack, as the toy collectors call it. And then probably, do I want to say the pick? I don't know, really. I know, again, you know, especially with the sort of PlayStation 1 and 2, and I'm still learning. I'm learning. But I saw this one. This one wasn't cheap. It's just 30 quid off of CEX. Took a flyer. It is really weird. It's a weird game. And it's I just realised what number it is as well. Talking about old Matron and Alex. And I saw it and I thought, because I tend to skim through the list on CEX, because you see the same stuff. And when something's different, say, it kind of pops a little bit. And I was like, what the fuck's that? And at 30 quid, it's like, oh, really? Hop over, I've told you this before. Hop over to eBay, have a quick look. You know, some of these are selling like 70 quid, 80 quid, blah, blah, blah. Very few complete ones. Having said that now, there's probably like a shit ton of them. It is in English. It is Goldstorm on the PlayStation. I bought a football game, and it's probably shite. It's probably absolutely fucking dog shit. But really, I've just looked. Look at the number. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But it's weird. Look at that. Look, it's got some other weird numbers there. So this is number 69. 69. Such a child. Grow up. All complete. It's only CEX. I mean, it's probably cost me, if I totaled up, you know, at 30 quid, even if you had, you know, like I said, like 4 or 5 PlayStation games at £6 each, it's probably cost me like, at the most, it's cost me a tenner. That's why you do see it. That's how you have to use CEX. Don't get me wrong. There's sometimes I've paid cash because I know for a fact that what they've got is worth more, and it's just nuances. You just have to learn the system, because sometimes they sell stuff that's, when and if they ever get it in, it's way below market value. Other stuff's on the ball. Other stuff's too much, and you just. But when you factor in vouchers and what you should be paying and stuff, and you equate it down, can't be beaten, man. Not in my eyes, anyway. Last one. This is a biggie. So I'm going to Revival tomorrow. So I had to go uptown. I had to take some bits back to CEX. I had to take stuff back to CEX. So there's still one other thing that should be coming from CEX. I was hoping it was going to be here, but they fucked up essentially, and that's what happens. I just took it back. They sent me the wrong game. I asked to buy the first one of a series, and they sent me a second one. And I contacted them online, and they sort of said, you know, I said, what can we do? And they said, look, the easiest thing is just take it back. They'll contact the shop that still got it, that basically online says it's out of stock. They'll put it back on stock because they checked and go, oh yeah, really, we've still got that game. So I've reordered it again. Take it back. The incorrect one today. I don't mind about it. Just get on with it. Right, it's not a big deal. But on doing that, I had to get a new battery for my iPhone because it's shit. I mean, I got another one from CEX ages ago, and they had to fit the battery. And he sort of said, "Oh, about 20 minutes." And I'd done all the charity shops, and I was like, "I ain't been to this local game shop." And I don't tend to go there unless I've got a little bit of money. So I had a little bit of money from Doncaster, which I was obviously using for Revival. So Doncaster fell really nicely. So I thought I'll have a one. I'll have to go and say hello to the guy because I know him anyway. Walk in there, start speaking to him. Looked in the cabinet and seen this game. I was like, fuck. Even I said if that's complete. This is me talking to me. If that's complete, that's not a bad price. I could probably salvage that box as well. I could do something with that. So I said I can have a look at it. So he gets it out, and the box is like fucked. It's like been pancaked. And but it's all there. The manual's there. Obviously the cartridge is there. And I'm like, I started looking. You'll see it in a minute. I'm still not convinced about the label. The PCB is correct. The box is correct. The manual I'm not sure of. I've been trying to reach a few guys. Obviously everyone's working because it's Friday. A few people I think might have a copy of this. I have tried to look online to find about the manual, because it just seems a bit odd, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility. I'm not, ruling it out per se. But I said to him, fuck it, I'll have a punt. I think if worst case, 50% of this is, well, the box and the manual are legit, and the cart may just be a Friday afternoon where someone's just had a fuck enough and they want to go home. And I'll show you what it is. But it is the mighty Sunset Riders on the Super Nintendo. So I've got it in a box protector. I shall show you it up close. It is not perfect, but looking on eBay at some of the conditions of some of them, this ain't fucking bad. I did an iron. It's had an iron. So you can see a little bit of a wobble there. I mean, it was like fucking pancake to hell. You got a bit of, you can see it there. So, I said this before. It's an honest copy. This isn't a reproduction, because that's what I was thinking. Again, I'll go into a bit more details as to why. But at the start, I wasn't sure at all. The worst bit of this one is here, where it took the brunt of the squishing. Yeah, I think that's the worst bit, because that's where you open. That is the old flappage. I had to get him, because I've never seen one of these. I have seen one in real life, but never held one, because I've never really been interested by it, not at the price. So looking at it close up, I'm looking at these screenshots going, the box looks okay, but these screenshots look really like oversaturated. I don't know if you can see them here. But I managed to get him to fire up Google, and I think that's what they all look like. I've come back and had a look, and that's what they all look like. It's just obviously they just didn't have the technology back in there to do proper screenshots. Like I say, that's that corner that literally is probably the worst bit. The tray he had in there was fucked. It was pancakes. So I said to him, can I have another tray? He very kindly gave me another tray, but I'll come to the cart, because that's the biggest contention for me. There's some precautions which do look like they've took a brunt, which I'm not sure if that was from the box as well. So this is the first one. This is the manual, but it's literally like nothing to it. It feels okay, like 10 pages. If anyone's got Sunset Riders, and it's the English version, because it's all in English. It might just be because it's all in English, which is why it's quite thin. Because I do know Nintendo, NOE, Nintendo of Europe, they actually did regional versions of some of these games, and I'm wondering if like the Dutch, they see a lot of Dutch and Italian ones. I wonder if they're all just literally this, because it's a single language. Whereas if you know, especially the PlayStation now, they've just created one fucking whacking manual and had all the languages in it. I can't see why this is a reproduction. It's got some age to it. It's got a bit of patina. Just not like battered. It's in really good condition. From that reason, from 1993. I mean, fuck me. But it seems all there. But this is the bone of contention. I even got him to open it. I said, "Have you got a game bit?" Because he didn't even realise this until I said to him. Because I looked at the box. I'll show you the box actually. Sorry. So the box is grey inside. So usually the fake ones it's white. The cardboard's inside is white. It's not that creamy brown colour. And given some of the edge wear and stuff, I prefer to have that than have one that looks absolutely pristine mint, because it would scare the life out of me that it was fake. So the box I'm quite happy with. The manual, I can't find anything online that actually shows you the thickness per se, or even like each page, because this has got 10 pages. Now the cartridge, I got him to open the cartridge up. I couldn't see his screen when he was checking the PCB, because I said that to him. So, have you checked the PCB? He was like, "Oh no, I haven't." Man, you're in a game shop. And he said it's fine. I've come back, I've checked it, and 50% of it's correct. I think this might just be either an early release or a later release, slight revision to one of the chips. but the main CIC chip matches up in terms of its code. So that doesn't fuss me too much. I mean, I can stick it into the, because I did sort of say to him, said, the other thing is what people do, they not get fucking Mario World and chuck it in here. It's the label, and it's just how it's been put on. And I want to say, part of me thinks I recall a similar thing or a similar post. It might have been on Retro Round where someone was asking about a label, and basically it's been put on the piss. So I don't know if you can see that. So my first thing, when I took this out of the box, given the box was squished, my first thing was it's fake. And he was like, why? No, he wasn't aggressive. He goes, oh really, why? I said, well, look at the label, look. So it's all on the piss. And he's like, I didn't even notice that. Hence why I then started digging deeper into it. But opening it up, it seems fine. The chips, I mean, I haven't played the game. I'm going to put it on I'll whack it to my Retro Freak after here, just to make sure it is Sunset Riders. It's not a bootleg at all. There's no like black masking or anything. There's no masked ROMs in there or anything like that. But my question is, that label, I don't want to try and, no, that's better. Does that label look legit? I think it does. I think it's just been put on the piss. It's Friday afternoon job. I don't like it. I must admit, really don't like it at all. But if anyone's ever seen anything similar, where the labels have just been put on a bit skew with, it does seem odd. I mean, to be honest, there was like, this looks in quite good condition. The manual looks, the boxes took a bit of a battering. The stamp adds up. The 07 at the back, I don't know if you can see that. I've seen pictures of that. So the 07's there. I did sort of say to him there's a chance that someone's bought a label, maybe the label got damaged at some point, but there's no other noticeable damage to the cartridge anywhere else. I don't like it like that, I really don't. But part of me in my head, and again I don't know if it's like a fucking Mandela effect, I can't remember if there was a discussion at some point on Retro Ram about some labels being put on wonky, and they were still legit but they were just put on poorly. So yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence, but what I paid, 100 quid. So anybody who knows Super Nintendo, anybody who knows Sunset Riders, a boxed, technically boxed complete copy for 100 quid. He said it's been in there a week or two, and a few people have looked at it, and I'm guessing they've probably looked at the box and gone, oh no. I mean, that's now, it's got all its integrity back. It's got a little bit of literally genuine wear. The box I'm not too fussed about in terms of its authenticity. It's just that bloody label and that manual. If someone could tell me about, if they've got a copy, have a look at your manual. Is it similar? Is it the same? Is it quite thin? Is it only like 10 pages? And I'll be happy with that. That would then probably say, you know, probably from the actual label and the cartridge, I'll probably be a little more comfortable. I don't like it like that, even if it is or that. Yes, do. Unfortunately, a batch of them went out and they were all fucking on the piss. Still wouldn't like it, to be honest. I don't know. It just doesn't look. It doesn't look good, does it? Aesthetically, it doesn't look good. Not that anyone's ever going to fucking see it again, because it's going to go sit in here and that'll be it. So yeah, I don't go out hunting. I mean, that looks all right now. It's in there. For some of these, it was just there. And maybe it was fake, so I had a bit of money from Doncaster. Slightly less spending money now for Revival tomorrow, but again, if I'd seen that Revival for 100 quid, I would have snapped someone's fucking arm off. If it's all there, if it's all what's there is legit, in that condition, CEX sell a box one for 150. Box, you might not probably get the manual, very, very unlikely. I reckon that's probably about £200 game. 200, 250 maybe-ish on a good day. Especially with the manual in that condition. It's just a box that's got a few, like I say, honest creases. It just makes it, for me, I'm quite happy with that. I mean, I had to give it an iron, which probably a lot of the general punters looked at it and went, I'm not paying £100 for that, it's been squashed. But as you can see, it's come up all right. So that's it, guys. So just leaves me to sort of say, Revival tomorrow, you're all fucked, because if you ain't got a ticket, you ain't going anyway. It's sold out, which is absolutely great news. I know Craig Turner's not been too well, so I'm going to try and get this up tonight. I don't suppose he's watching. He's probably got far too much important things to do. But best wishes to Craig if I don't see you tomorrow, mate. Them's if you're going, come and say hello. You know, it's a small event. It's a small event, but I quite like that. It's going to be more concentrated, you know, and it's just a social. It's going to be a good little social meet, especially after, like I said, the last couple of weeks I've had here, sorting shit out, getting old, my back's fucking shot, humping fucking boxes here, there and everywhere. Be nice just to have a nice chill out day, sink some beers, chat with the lads, have the banter, have the laugh. Great stuff. If you're going, come and say hello. Take it easy, YouTube, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.